Hi everyone, Lance and Tim here, and we are very excited to be with you today. 2020 is off to a wonderful start for our church, and we are about to embark on a very exciting season in the life of our church. So you've probably heard about Next90, and to refresh your memory on what that is, our church celebrated in October of last year 90 years of ministry of our church at its current location at 5th Street in Henderson. It's been an incredible generations of worship and service to the community here at this location in our present facility, but we're also focused on the next 90 years of ministry and what we need for our church facilities to help to support and make possible all the things that God is doing and will do through our church in the future. In December 9th of 2018, our church came together and reviewed and supported by a 90% vote the Next90 vision for the plans of our future facilities and what we can do to renovate and expand our current church location to make sure that we continue to do everything that God would have us do in the local community. So we were getting ready to get started for the capital campaign in the spring of last year. However, some denominational issues popped up around General Conference that inserted a little bit of uncertainty and questions about how that would impact our local church. So we thought it was prudent to step back and pause for a little bit and to let a little bit of stability come into our church. And we have good news. When people were concerned about how the General Conference might impact our church, well, if you go back and look, our fall of 2019 when compared to our fall of 2018 before General Conference, our church-wide attendance is up by over 10% across the board. Our financial giving is up. We met and fully funded our ministry budget for the 2019 year. So our church is incredibly strong. It's thriving and is set up to continue thriving well into the future.
That's right. And as we think about the future, we're into the next 90 now. We have done something else that's really important for the future of the church, and it's succession planning. Lance Marshall is now the co-pastor of the church. The bishop appointed him this fall to be co-pastor, which means that Lance will be senior pastor of the church when the time comes that I retire someday. So we're moving into Next90 in a great, strong position. I mean, think about what Lance just said about where we are now, year over year, and think about how we have set leadership in place for the future of the church. And so we're in a great, strong position to move forward now with our campaign. So the building committee did not take a pause last spring when we were pausing with our Next90 campaign and we were taking a step back. The building committee did not. They continued to work and to move forward with the plan. One of the questions that came up as we were planning was, well, can we phase the project? And in a sense, the project has always been phased. There are certain things that have to be done first before the whole project can be built. And the building committee has worked out a great way to phase this project. It means that we reverse Wesley Hall, that is, what is now the back of Wesley Hall becomes the front of Wesley Hall, preparing for the time when Wesley Hall will be entered from the rotunda. And in reversing Wesley Hall, we're also expanding Wesley Hall, 20% more capacity for worship, and that's good news for the gathering.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then a new elevator beside Wesley Hall, and then the expansion of the children's wing. We will have 13 new classrooms. We will have a part of the children's wing that will open up 3 of the classrooms to create for the first time within the secure children's area a large space where the children can all gather. And a new HVAC system. Now that doesn't sound terribly exciting, but it actually is. On the top of the children's building will be a new HVAC central plant, and it will service the whole building. And so much of our equipment is really old and inefficient. And so this is something we've needed for a long time. And so we can accomplish this in phase 1 as well. And so what is the cost of phase 1? Well, phase 1 is $15 million. And so we're moving into that campaign right now to raise $15 million. And the great thing is, again, we're well set for this campaign, is that we have $5 million in hand, not including commitments that have already been made to the Next90 campaign. Our goal is, in this 2-year campaign, where people will pay their commitments to the campaign out over 2 years, at the end of construction, when we occupy the building, we will have done so without carrying any debt forward. That's our goal, and we believe we can reach that goal. So what do we want you to do? That's the question. Well, the first thing is to learn, to really know what the first phase involves, and to dig a little deeper. And you can do that. You can go just as deep as you want to in learning about the details of this project, and you can do that on the website, and that web address is up on the screen now. So I hope that you'll learn and be completely familiar with this project.
That's right. And the second thing we want you to do is to engage with this process spiritually. If you've never been part of a capital campaign with the church before, it's a spiritual journey. And so the first thing that we ask you to do is pray. We ask you to pray individually and as a family to ask God, what would you have us do to be a part of this vision for the future of our church? How should we support its ministries and its vision? We ask that you do that, and we also ask that you attend worship over the course of January and February. We're going to have some very important gatherings and opportunities for you to learn more, to understand the vision for the church and what we believe God is calling us to do, not only now, but for the next 90 years, and how our facilities are going to support that mission.
Yeah, and to accomplish this, it takes everybody. I mean, we all participate in this program, and so what we also ask is that you prayerfully consider what your gift will be through this process over the next month or so. On February 23rd, everyone will worship together, all the worshiping communities, at 9:30 and 11 in the sanctuary, and that's Commitment Sunday. It's the time when, as an act of worship, we make our commitment to this campaign, our financial commitment to this campaign. And so I hope that you'll be in prayer about that, learn all you can, and be prepared to make that commitment. It's going to take us all. And so we encourage you to give this careful, serious, prayerful consideration.
Now is an incredibly exciting time in the life of our church, and we're so thankful that you are a part of it with us. We can't wait to see you soon.
Thank you.